Hey everyone, so I'm still continuing with my job search, and so far I haven't had any interviews aside from a few with recruiters. So I'm also checking the websites for churches and for the Archdiocese of Toronto, as well as Charity Village and DevEx and a lot of other places like that. So let's see how it goes. It's a beautiful day, and I've been following the Wimbledon, also getting out a lot of old clothes that I can give to charity because I've replaced some of the things that I had. And I do that every couple of months. I check what I don't need anymore, what I'm not wearing, what I've outgrown, and then I give that to the St. Vincent de Paul. We have a truck that comes once a month, and then I help with that at the church, as well as doing the reading and other things wherever I can. But I just wanted to say, don't get discouraged if you don't get an opportunity. We have to keep plugging on. If there's other people watching my videos who are unemployed, because you don't know where that opportunity is going to come from, and we have to keep going. I did an enrollment. I'm just going to So this is the enrollment I did with Our Lady of the Miraculous Medal, and they're located in Perryville. I did this in 2021. Today I also renewed my St. Louis de Montfort consecration that I did to Our Lady. So what we do when we do that is, as lay people, we give all our actions, our words, our possessions, everything, we consecrate it to Our Lady, and we ask her to bless it and to help Jesus on our journey. So I did that 4 years ago, and every year I read the prayer, I say the prayer, and then I sign it and I offer it to her. You're supposed to do it annually on the anniversary. It's a 30-day consecration where you give your life to Our Lady. So I've done that. I've also done one to St. Joseph. I think I've mentioned that before. And with jobs, you never know where they're going to come from. I think for me, my biggest disappointment was not getting to work with Bono. I volunteered with him, but I had recommendations through the church and through Regis College to work with him, and that was my dream. And I had asked the sisters in the church, Sister Kathleen McAlpin, as well as some of my professors, if they could speak to him, because he does give money and he does have oversight in a lot of the projects that the church is involved in. And they did do that for me. I know that people tried, and I'm very grateful for that, but unfortunately I was not selected to work with him. I do the volunteer work, but that is not the same as working directly with somebody and having an input into the decisions and the decision making, which I also had when I was at TD Securities, when I ran the administration for Jean de Gagne. It's very different when you're just going in, you're doing a project, and then you're rolling off, and then you're going on to the next thing. So hopefully I'll get an opportunity like that again, where I can have oversight and be in control and be the decision maker. But for now, I have to take whatever I can get. And the other person I had expressed interest with was Bruce Springsteen. So with Bruce, he doesn't come to Canada, unfortunately, that often. But I did reach out to his organizations in the US, and they put me in touch with other organizations. So hopefully I will get an opportunity to help, whether it's through volunteering or something else, I don't know. But they were the human rights artists that came to Zimbabwe all those years ago when I was still a teenager and still young, not even a teenager. And they were the ones whose music changed things and helped to free Mandela, and it brought all the whites from South Africa to Zimbabwe. So we did a lot as youth. We took risks, we took a stand for our beliefs. We went to human rights concerts, and it was me and my cousin Sharon. But I mean, life seems to be this way for me. So I don't know what God's plan is, but I trust in God's plan, and I trust that He will open the right doors and the right opportunities for me. And if I get the opportunity to work in the music industry or to work in the non-profit area and to have those managerial responsibilities, I would enjoy that. I do play my music and I upload it on YouTube. And I used to sing in the church, in the choir. I also used to play at the Mass in Zimbabwe as well as here in Canada. I played for Regis College. So you never know. I mean, if I had the money, I would take extra lessons so I could learn, because I just play with the chords. And I know how to play classical music, but you do need to brush up. You do need to keep practicing. So I'll see where the Lord takes me and what doors He opens. But I think for me it is a very big disappointment, because I kept that hope alive for a long time. I graduated in 2011, and from the time I started studying in 2005, I had been telling Sister Kathleen, that's what I want to do. I want to work with Bono. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. That's how I want to use my skills. And I want to work with him directly. I like him. I think he looks like a nice person, and he seems to be generous with all the work that he's doing. And also there was that meeting, because it was the music connection as well for me. But who knows how this life works and how it pans out. I certainly don't. My godmother and I say God's got a wicked sense of humor, because every time you think things are falling into place, He lets Satan throw another curveball your way. Anyway, I sing with my Elvis at home. I talk to Elvis all the time, and I keep asking him, when are you taking me to America? I want this mansion, and I want this big house, and I want to have my grand piano and lots of land around me. And I'm stuck here in minimum wage. Come on. But anyway, he doesn't seem to want to take me anytime soon, so I guess I'll just keep applying for my jobs and keep doing whatever I can. But yeah, it's different. When you have a love for music, when you're creative, when you have a passion for something, you do use all your resources. And I certainly used all my resources, even with the One campaign. I sent messages through the One campaign to Bono and to express my interest, but unfortunately I was never selected. So, and the other thing is, I don't speak French. We took French in high school. I took French here up to level 2 at university, but it's not good enough for communications and for interacting with the public. I'm not fluent in it. So when I worked at Teleperformance, we used to have a translator, or we used Google Translate for different languages, whether it was Hindi or French or Italian or Spanish, for the communications. And then we used to use that and then send the messages out. But anyway, some people are gifted. They speak a lot of languages. It's not me. But let's hope and pray something works out for me. Maybe I'll get to volunteer with Bruce Springsteen. All of us are getting older, and I really enjoyed their music. I enjoyed Sting, I enjoyed U2, I enjoyed Springsteen, Tracy Chapman. I really loved the artists that came out. And I like them because they carry themselves well. They're always well dressed, they're always presentable, they're not ashamed of their faith, they're not petrified of expressing their faith and sharing it. And for me, Elvis will always come first, but there are all these other artists that I like and that I enjoy. And unfortunately, you have to let go sometimes. It wasn't meant to be. That was my dream. It didn't work out. But if you don't try, you'll never know. And that was always my dream. Even Father Kalachik knows from Regis. He said to me, what are you going to do with this Masters in Ministry and Spirituality? I said, oh, I'm going to go work with Bono. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. So that's life.